Hi friends, it's Tilly, and today I'm going to be continuing making my Solitaire cosplay from Warhammer 40K for the upcoming Adepticon. And in part 1, I made the Harlequin-looking leggings, which were fun but surprisingly challenging. And in this part, I will be making his coat. So let's get started. For the jacket, the plan is to use Simplicity's Pattern R11851, and I'm going to be using the version with the hood because it's very similar to what Solitaire's design already looks like, which is super nice. And for the materials, I'm going to be using this blackout carton that I have left over from my last apartment as a good way to continue my using what I already have in 2025. And so that fabric will be really nice and I think kind of mimic a trench coat pretty well. And then I still have the diamond lycra that I used for the pants, for the lapel side that it has the diamonds on it. I'm a little worried how this is going to play with this fabric based on the trouble I had with the pants, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's go ahead and start cutting out the pattern. To prep my fabric for sewing, I first washed and dried it. Then I squared my pattern pieces to the grain before tracing all the pattern pieces from the black fabric. I then traced the lapel piece from the diamond fabric. I can't find my pencil sharpener post-move, so I now have 4 very dull white colored pencils, but everything is traced out. It's been a few hours, so I'm excited to move on to cutting. "23 pieces later, everything is cut out. Next, I will change the thread on my overlock machine from blue to black and overlock everything because it is already fraying and stressing me out. After a lot of overlocking, I'm going to call it a day and start construction tomorrow. To start the construction of the coat, I'm going to take piece number 1 and stay stitch at a 1/2 inch from the neckline up, as well as from the side seam between the notches going in the upwards direction. Next, I'm going to carefully clip between the notches of the side seam all the way to the stay stitching line. Next, I'll put right sides together and stitch the front to the side front. Next, I'll take my center back pieces and stay stitch towards center back. Next, I'll put right sides together and stitch the center back seam. Next, I'll put right sides together and attach the side backs to the center backs. Then I'll iron these seams open as well. Next, I'll take the bodice back and the bodice fronts, put right sides together, and I'll stitch at the shoulder seams and the side seams. I think the base jacket looks pretty good so far. Shoulders seem to be in the right spot. It doesn't close because there's still a centerpiece that comes in. But overall, I think it's gonna look really good. And next I will work on the lapel, but that will be tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Next, I've put together the lapel pieces of the black and the diamond, and I am going to then stitch in the seam allowance all the way around to baste them together. Next, I'll stay stitch the front of the yoke and the neckline of the back yoke, and I'm going to consider this one stay stitched because it's already stitched together. Next, I'll go ahead and put the right sides together and stitch the lapel to the yoke. I can next iron the seam allowance open on the shoulder, and then I can iron under the raw edge or the serged edge of my lapel over towards the wrong side, and then stitch that in place to finish off the edge of the yoke and the lapel. Next, I'll take the top of the jacket and layer over top the yoke outside of the jacket, or the right side of the jacket to the inside or wrong side of the yoke. Pin that in place, matching my notches, and then I'll baste the lapel and yoke onto the main part of the coat. Great, it's another day after work, and I'm next going to work on the hood, and the next step is to input gathering lines in the seam allowance in between the notches of the center hood pattern piece. For the gathering lines, I'm going to use my longest stitch setting on my machine and provide extra thread tails at the beginning and end of my gathering lines. This extra thread will allow some wiggle room or air just in case I pull too hard when gathering, and it will make sure it doesn't come out. Next, I'll put the center hood and side hood right sides together and gently pull one side of the thread to gather the outside of the hood. And once it's reached the correct side and the gathers are distributed, I can pin and sew in place. Next, I'll press the seams towards the side of the hood. With the right side facing up, I'll next follow the pattern pieces for the pleats guide and start to pinch the fabric and match up the pleat notches. From here, I like to perpendicular pin. And then once all the pleats are placed and pinned, I can then stitch over top in the seam allowance to stitch them down. Next, I'll attach the front band to the hood by placing the band and the hood right sides together, pinning, and then stitching that in place. Iron the seam allowance towards the hood. Next, take the opposite edge of the band and iron that towards the wrong side of your hood. Then take that newly ironed edge and encase the seam allowance of the hood and the band into this band channel. From there, we'll pin and hand stitch this in place so you cannot see it on the other side. Alternatively, you can use a stitch in the ditch method with a machine. Then iron for a nice crisp band edge. Next, I'll go ahead and put right sides together of the hood and the bodice at the neckline, match the seams to the pleats, and stitch in place. Great, the hood is stitched into place and it looks really awesome. I like this hood pattern, it's nice and big, so I may end up using it for more projects in the future, which is great. And then I can next move on to the center front pieces. I've made the executive decision to not use interfacing or facing at all, purely because I'm trying to cut back on time, but also because I'm not lining the jacket itself. I feel like I don't want the lining to be exposed and not the lining, the interfacing. I don't want interfacing to be exposed without a lining. So I'm going to just not do that, and we'll see if I regret it. But I can start by putting those two front pieces together at the center back, right sides together, and stitch it in place. Next, I will take the right side of the top and match the right side of the center front and stitch this in place, matching the center back seam and the sides. So we'll go ahead and pin this and then stitch it on. Next, I'll go ahead and hem the sleeve and then put in a gathering line at the top of the sleeve between the notches to add ease to the sleeve cap. Then I'll put right sides together and I'll stitch the seam of the sleeve to stitch it together to be able to insert it into the jacket. Next, I will take the bodice and turn it inside out and put the sleeve facing me. From there, I'll take the sleeve and turn it to the right side out instead of inside out and feed the sleeve through the bodice. When you do this, it means that the right sides are now together and I can match the side seam with the arm seam, as well as the darts. I'll then add and gather in a bit of ease at the top here and pin this all in place and then be able to stitch it closed. Next, I'll stay stitch the top of all of the skirt pieces. Next, I'll stitch together the side seams of the bottom of the coat before ironing those seams open. Next, I'll attach the skirt and the bodice at the waist by putting right sides together, pinning, and then stitching that in place. I then hemmed the coat at 1/2 inch. For the final step, I hand stitched the zipper into place, and with that, it's complete and ready for the reveal. And the coat is complete. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks absolutely perfect. The pattern was pretty much spot on and was really easy to put together. I do like the curtain material for the coat itself. It makes it look more like a trench coat and gives kind of that little sheen that a trench coat sometimes has, that material. So overall, I think it worked out really well. Flatlining the kind of diamond fabric to the black fabric was also a really good idea. That way both lapels have the same weight, so one's not flopping more than the other side. So that was perfect and turned out great. I think the only thing I'd go back in and do a bit more pressing. This fabric was a little hard to press and I didn't want to burn it, and so I'll go back in with a ironing cloth and kind of really give it a good press to make it look a little bit more professional. But overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it was an awesome build and I would definitely use this pattern again. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to follow along on more of my cosplay adventures, including the rest of Solitaire, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.